was a political bombshell that rocked the state capitol. House Speaker Glenn Richardson announcing he had tried to take his own life. Richardson blamed the suicide attempt on depression resulting from his divorce.
Well, now his ex-wife is telling her side of the story. Susan Richardson wants Georgia voters to know why she divorced her husband and what led to his surprising announcement. She told her story in an exclusive one-on-one interview with our senior I-Team reporter, Dale Russell. Dale?
Russ, Susan Richardson says she can no longer keep her ex-husband's secrets. She told me after the announcement of his suicide attempt, she felt he and others were blaming her for his depression. She said it was time to tell her side of a personal story with potentially strong political repercussions.
I don't think it was because he was so depressed. I think it was power and control that motivated him to do this.
Susan Richardson, ex-wife of the House Speaker, says people who felt sorry for her ex-husband when they heard the news of his recent suicide attempt don't know the whole story.
People wouldn't feel sorry for him if they knew how he truly behaved and what led to this. They wouldn't feel sorry for him.
Susan and Glenn Richardson were married 17 years. They divorced in February of 2008, a little more than a year after an ethics complaint was filed accusing him of an inappropriate relationship with a lobbyist. On November 13th of this year, Glenn Richardson released a statement to the media saying he had tried to commit suicide because he struggled with depression following his separation and divorce.
I don't believe it was really an attempt to take his life. I think it was for attention, and he got it.
And to hurt you?
Absolutely. To blame me, to guilt me into doing what he wanted.
Susan Richardson says what her ex-husband wanted was to reconcile. She says the House Speaker was livid when she began dating. In November, she and her new boyfriend went on an out-of-town trip, and she left her children with Glenn Richardson. She says during the weekend, her ex-husband sent her 49 text and email messages accusing her of abandoning the children, threatening to turn her into defects, and that he will beat your and he warned he will use the State Patrol and GBI to search for her.
It's not about the fact that our marriage ended, he's lost control of me, and he doesn't like that.
It escalated on Sunday, November 8th. She says she refused to talk to him or return his calls.
Paulding County 911, what is the address of your emergency?
That night, his mother called 911, telling rescue workers her son told her he had taken pills and was trying to kill himself.
He called me from his hospital room the next day and said, "So now are you going to take me back?" And I said, No, I'm not going to take you back. I'm furious with you. You know, the pain that you've just caused everyone who loved you.
Susan says she does believe her ex-husband suffers from depression. He often threatened to commit suicide, but always, she says, in an effort to control those around him.
He did this before when he got caught by me for having an affair with someone.
I asked if she was referring to the alleged inappropriate relationship that was the source of a state ethics complaint filed against Glenn Richardson in 2006.
It's not an alleged inappropriate relationship. It was a full-out affair, and I knew about it.
Susan Richardson says her husband admitted to her he was having an affair with an Atlanta gaslight lobbyist after she found their plane tickets to Las Vegas. She says these emails she obtained spell out a long and intimate relationship between the lobbyist and the House Speaker. When rumors of the affair surfaced at the Capitol, the woman wrote she was afraid her Atlanta gaslight boss would fire her. Richardson responded, "He will not fire you. I can and will bring all hell down on them if they do." That year, Atlanta Gaslight was lobbying for a bill co-sponsored by Richardson that would have allowed them to build a $300 million pipeline. The bill passed in the House, but stalled in the Senate. The alleged relationship sparked rumors and a conflict of interest complaint against Richardson. Richardson called the complaint a baseless political attack.
He had his wife, he had his family, he looked good, and he had girlfriends on the side, so, you know, that worked pretty well for him, and I just think he didn't want to give that up.
The Joint Legislative Ethics Committee dismissed the complaint, Soon after, Richardson went on the attack, telling people the rumors of an affair were poison, and he was ready to fight back.
And I'm looking for those folks that manufactured that poison.
Richardson was reelected as House Speaker. At the swearing-in, he asked his wife to come up on the stage and hold the Bible so he could take his oath of office.
I was not thrilled to have been asked that, and I told him that that was one of the most cruel things he's ever asked me to do, to stand and hold a Bible and watch him swear and know that he had lied.
In the end, she asked for a divorce, which was finally granted, February of 2008. She didn't mention adultery in the filings and agreed to keep her ex-husband's secrets until he began what she calls a controlling, abusive attempt to get her back. After he took an overdose, she felt he blamed his depression on her, and she felt she had to speak out to break free.
I am cleaned of all your secrets. I hold no more. I don't want to be involved in this anymore. You're on your own.
We called Glenn Richardson and Atlanta Gaslight about our story tonight. We didn't hear back from anyone. We also tried to reach the former Gaslight lobbyist. She resigned in December of 2006. We left messages with friends and again did not hear back from anyone. Russ, Deidre?
And there was so much controversy surrounding the couple's sealed divorce. Did Susan Richardson address that at all?
We talked about it. In fact, the controversy was that it was initially sealed and then it was later parts of it were unsealed. And I asked her what, if anything, was he trying to hide in there, because she made no allegations about infidelity in the divorce record. And she said there was really nothing in there to hide. And she said, in her words, he told her that he did it because he could.
It's going to be interesting to see how this impacts his position as Speaker in the coming months.
I think it's going to be a fascinating fallout from all of this.
All right, Dale, thanks very much. I know you'll be watching.